You're listening to Salem Radio Spotlight. My name is Peter Cahill. In the studio today, we have Steve Squalanti, entrepreneur and inventor of the Teecil. Steve, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Peter. How you doing?
I'm well, thanks. So, Steve, you invented the Teecil, which is basically a tea and pencil for golf lovers out there. Can you explain to me a little bit more, because I don't think I did it justice?
Yeah, basically, when I would go golfing, my father, he'd have a golf tee over one ear and a pencil over the other, and he'd always grab the wrong one over and over. And it just kind of, started getting on my nerve. And as a joke, in a way, I almost made a Teecil, as I call it now, for him, and I gave it to him, and I said, Dad, like, every time you reach behind your ear, you're going to have both. That's basically how I came up with the idea, and so you can tee off with it, and then right after you tee off, you can keep your score.
I personally retired from golf in junior high school, frustrating so much. So it's a T, but the pointy end is actually a graphite. So you can write with it as well?
Yes, that's exactly how it is. So where the point of your T would be, it's actually just like a little piece of, it's actually non-toxic graphite, so it doesn't harm the environment, and if you poke yourself with it, it's not going to do any harm.
So the entrepreneur came up with something green for our environment. It's an awesome thing. You made this, so the story goes is you made some prototypes in your garage first. Now I'm just wondering, now you have a machine that makes them.
Yes, I do.
So how did you come up with the first ones?
Basically, I didn't quite know how to make a Teecil, so I wasn't sure if I should make a pencil into a T or a T into a pencil. So I was trying all different things, and right in my garage in Weymouth, and what I found was the best option was to take a golf tee and basically take the point of that golf tee off, put the graphite into it, and then just stick it right in the pencil sharpener. And I was doing that right in my garage, and it was messy. And as you can kind of imagine, it doesn't look that good when you're sticking a golf tee into a pencil sharpener. So I had a little problem with that.
The first ones never come out too good. Now, he's also a local boy from Weymouth, like he just said, so you're supporting the local small businesses when you buy Teecils. You can talk to Steve. Order some Teecils. It's the Christmas season. 781-706-2500. Steve can hook you up with Teecils. How's that process go? You take credit cards or cash, or what's going on?
Yeah, I take everything. I also have a website, Teecil.com.
Teecil.com. Can you spell that for me real quick?
Teecil.com.
Let's do it one more time. Spell it again for me.
It's Teecil.com, and there's all different options. You can get just original Teecils that have my tagline on them. Or if you have a golf tournament, or a buddy that's getting married and you want to put something crazy on the Teecil, you can get it all different colors and put logos or text on it.
Custom made. Fantastic. So you can get blue ones if someone's having a baby boy, or a girl, breast cancer for pink. That sounds awesome. I'm definitely going to call you later on today, and I'm going to I'm going to order a bag. That's going to be fantastic. So tell me, what's next for the Teecil?
Right now, I'm making good steps forward. I have a machine so I can mass produce them and get them out there. My one problem is it's just me right now in the business, so I'm pretty much doing everything. So it's hard for me to get out there every day and try to sell it.
So you're hiring?
I'd be hiring in a way if there's people out there that want to work on commission-based or something like that.
That's cool.
And just the one thing is just trying to get it out there to as many pro shops and to as many golfers' hands, just to spread the word about it.
That's cool, man. So tell me about this machine then. So did you make the machine? Who made the machine?
No, I was making them in my garage, and it was too messy. They weren't coming out good, and it was taking me about 12 hours just to make 1,000 of them. So I knew I had to, invest some money into it and to get a machine. So I'm lucky I'm an only child, so my parents were there to help me out a little bit. So this better work, or else I'm going to be in trouble. And basically, I had a professor in college, and he knew some people that graduated from WPI while he was there. And I met with them, and there was nothing like a machine out there for a Teecil, so they actually had to custom design a machine and make it for me, which it took over a year for them to do that. So, as you can imagine, for the first 2 years of my business, all the Teecils I were doing were straight from my garage, and now the quality is just head and shoulders above what those were.
Right, yeah. I got a couple right here in the studio right now. They look fantastic.
Thank you.
It really is a T that you can write with, basically. It's the Teecil. I got one more question for you, Steve. Last one, and we'll get you out of here on this. Do you really think that serious golfers are going to want to use this?
What I have found so far is when I first made it, it was almost kind of like a joke or a gimmick, if you will, for my father. Just, he was always grabbing the wrong one. So for a real serious golfer that's out there, I feel like they might not want change, and they're just going to use their golf tee, and they're just going to use their pencil. But for those, guys and girls that go out there a couple times a year, just out there to have fun, this is something different they can have to talk about on the course, show their buddies. And I think that's more of my target, market. And also just the novelty market, business names on them, business logos on them. That's where I'm really pushing. And
nice.
Hopefully serious golfers adapt it at some point. But for right now, those are the two I'm focusing on.
Maybe you got to get Tiger Woods up on the
yeah,
phone.
I need to get somebody like
Tiger
that.
or Phil or so ever. It started out as a joke in his garage, pencil and a T. It's called the Teecil. It's blowing up all over the South Shore now. You can call Steve at 781-706-2500 and custom make some Teecils. Christmas season's coming up. Help this guy out. He's a small businessman. He's a local boy. He's from Weymouth. And tell me that website one more time, Steve.
It's Teecil.com, Teecil.com.
It's a fantastic idea. Steve Squilanti in the spotlight today on Salem Radio Spotlight. My name is Peter Cahill. Stay tuned